Good afternoon and good Saturday to y'all. Dave Green, Brown Sky, AFC Northerners, and I would like to apologize first off by putting this video out on a Saturday. Very unbecoming and unlike me, and my apologies for being out late. With that being said, Carolina's coming into Cleveland, and they're coming off of a loss. Browns are returning home. We're coming off of a loss. And this game is really, when you look at it, just evenly matched up and down the board. Carolina's secondary is very exploitable, and I would fully expect the Browns to exploit that in the passing game. Look for us to come out throwing the ball early and then going into the run. Where Carolina, they're going to use McCaffrey, and he's going to do everything they need him to do. Catch the ball, run the ball. Like, that guy is just a stud and a beast, and he is pretty much their whole entire offense. We shut him down, then basically all we're doing is worrying about Cam getting out of the pocket and scrambling, and we've already had to deal with that last week with Watson. We showed last week we were able to keep a quarterback inside the pocket. That's a mobile guy. I fully expect this Browns team tomorrow to be able to do the same thing, limit Cam's movement, and keep him relegated to inside the pocket. Thus, this game is going to come down to our offensive line versus their defensive line, their offensive line versus our defensive line. We've gone 3 games, no sacks. Baker in the last month's only been touched twice. I fully expect our offensive line to continue its dominance against other teams' defensive line, and this week it'll be against Carolina. I just don't, and I'm sorry Panthers fans, I just don't see how you guys are going to come into Cleveland with the limited offense that you have, the leaky secondary that you guys have, and pull out a win. I'm expecting this game to be very close. I don't see overtime. What I see is it being a final of like 27-25. Browns are going to win this because we are playing at home. I understand Carolina is playing for a wild card spot at this juncture of the year. I don't see them getting it. Rumors, Cam's got a hurt shoulder, all of that jazz. That just sounds like a bunch of fucking excuses for a team that's been struggling as of late. And we know that excuses just don't work. Either you do it or you don't do it. Get off the bed, get off the pot, all that jazz. So I'm going to say Browns 27, Cleveland 25. Watch the offensive line versus defensive line battles from both sides, on both sides of the ball. And, yeah. What really, though, that's my prediction for this game. What's bothered me all week is how we've started talking again about coaches. We are way too early to be talking about that. To me personally, 4 games left in this year, and I like to see what actually happens the rest of the season before we start naming Mike McCarthy, Bruce Arians, and Joe Schmo and every other freaking free agent head coach or wannabe head coach out there as possible Browns head coaches. Let's see what Greg Williams has in store for the last 4 weeks. Let's see how the team responds to everything that has happened this season, and let's see what they do with Greg Williams the last couple of weeks here. Yeah, let's just save all of that talk for the end of the season, guys. I know Cleveland, I know the media wants to hype it up because, quite honestly, they're struggling to figure out what the fuck to talk about. And so it just makes sense because we're the Browns, and that's what usually happens at about this time of the year for God knows how many centuries and decades. We tend to look at who's the next head coach and the draft and all of that jazz. Let's just stay focused on the task at hand. The task at hand is tomorrow. It is at home in the stadium against the Carolina Panthers, who, despite everything, they are still a very dangerous team, and they are still fighting for a playoff spot. So let's just go ahead and focus on them. Let's just get the damn job done. let's get a freaking W. Let's climb a little bit closer towards that 500 mark and save all of the other nonsense talk for more towards the actual end of the season, and we'll just go from there. With that being said, I'm done ranting about that head coach talk and all that other jazz. It just really aggravates the fucking shit out of me. Browns 27, Carolina 25. We win because we're at home. And yeah, with that being said, everybody have a good rest of your Saturday afternoon. And as always, it's go Browns and fuck the rest of the AFC North. One small minor note, Pittsburgh fan, what the fuck? Gabe Bellotti, Chris Atkins, care to do a fucking damn video? Guys promise them to us in the chat, but still no action. So, Steelers fans that watch this channel, to get that perspective from those guys, I apologize for them. With that being said, so go fuck the Steelers, go fuck the Bengals, and most importantly, fuck the Baltimore Ravens and Jan David Sutar and his fanship for them. Everybody have a great rest of your Saturday afternoon. I still love all of y'all. Go Browns.